Welcome to another exciting edition of the P&B Sports Show. I'm your host, Abel Sunday. Today, we start with the national team, the Tigers, and how they lost their heavy defeat from the game yesterday to South Korea, 77-60. And we'll also go to Bar and talk about our representative, which is the Mark Mentors, and how they're faring and their preparation about the game that will commence on the 27th of this month. And of course, definitely to do justice to this topic, we'll have our one and only Josiah Hamedu, the light, and he's here in the studio today. Good morning, Mr. Josiah.
Good morning. It's like you had a slip of tongue. Marked up flyer.
Marked up flyer, I beg your pardon.
It's good to be here again, and I appreciate you and Tom for the great work you are doing here. Spreading the gospel of basketball.
Thank you. And also we have, of course, I've been joined virtually by my very, and in fact, one of my, if I don't even know how to put it, but I think one of my reliable colleague, Tom Aroko, will join us virtually. Tom, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. It's always a pleasure to join, and it's always a pleasure to have Mr. Josiah at the Lights and Maybe. He always brings the fire to the program.
All right, we're going to just grab your ticker because P&B Sport will start now. Welcome back. It's P&B Sport live from the nation's capital. Mr. Josiah, I think I'm going to start with you before I'll get back to Tom. Yesterday, we saw the Tigers bow down to the Korean national team. And if you recall, this is the third time they are meeting. And we've beat them. I think we've beaten them twice. The first was 2004 during the Olympics Games. And the second was 10 years ago, which is 2016, also still Olympics. And if you recall again, Carlo Ezine was among that team 2016. So I just want to get your own thought about this game yesterday.
2016, who was the coach of that team?
I think
Otisugi, I know Coach Vincent, Sam Vincent in 2016.
16.
In 2004, Scott Nagy.
Yes, was.
And still some Adeyemi, Adewumi. These were the people that defeated South Korea.
South Korea.
It was a difficult game for them. The Koreans, the Asians, know how to hold us when it comes to the game of basketball. 2016
was just a point.
It was just a point. And now they've gotten to get hold of us. Reda Wakaman seems not to understand Asian basketball. Her pattern of basketball is more of an American style. The Asians are very fast and they're very fluid. And get only 2 Asian players on your team, just like what happened with South Korea yesterday. Those 2 girls, they were in transition. They were called transition basketball like an NCAA game. You run and go. And they were running with the ball, and our girls, because our girls just came in, they are not yet, they're
not gel together.
And they've not had any kind of a tournament
camp.
And so because of that, they seem a suspect. Colombia was just the first training match, and they foolishly gave out their energy.
To Colombia.
They have qualified. You don't go to such championship, put in all your energy. All you do, you come with your strategy of how to see how we can sustain, and then give a trial, a risk of what you are going to be intending to use in the next coming championship in Berlin, in Germany. But you just came because of the excitement. You were the African champions. You came and you gave a kind of a good, outstanding game representation. And then you suffered the energy in the next game. Look at what happened yesterday. It was only Macaulay that been showing our Okonkwo is off the radar. Her 3-point shot is not as
not coming, yeah.
And I don't know whether if you look at her, she's even overweight. So there is a bit of some floppiness and some questions I need to be answered, and I need some advice that need to be given to the team. Also, the compartment also has not changed. What has changed with the Tigers? Nothing more. Nothing has changed. the normal aggressive nature of the Nigerian spirit. That's what they have to play. If you tell me any kind of identify any direct strategic tactics or strategy they are playing, I don't see any.
Well said, Mr. Zah. Let me come to you, Tom. Tom, our next game we're playing that's on the 14th. We're playing Philippines. Do you think we can do something better with the Philippine national team? Consider the fact that, just like Mr. Josiah just said here, we've qualified already. This is just like a training tour for us to see how we just get to. Do you think we can do something better in our next game?
Honestly, I agree with Mr. Josiah Delight Amedu. You know, I like what he said. He said, Coach Wakama, it seems like she's used to the American style of basketball and is not really in tune with the Asian style. You know, the Philippines is another Asian team, and they're also a team that are not too physical. They are not even the South Korean team is not physical. They are not really physical, but they are fast. They know how to rotate the ball. And also the Philippine team as well, they are also very fast. And one problem I noticed in the South Korean game was the fact that there were a lot of perimeter shots. You know, we were okay in the paint, but the perimeter, immediately we saw passes, we were not able to help on defense, we were not able to move our legs because of fatigue. But against the Philippine team, they are also a very high shooting team. They might even be shooting better than South Korea because in their last how many games, most of their baskets have come from shooting. But I think one thing that's going to help the Tigress is the fact that they would have lessened a little bit, so they might be able to move their legs, you know. And one thing that they should take note of is the fact that they should use these games to make the mistakes they need to make now. But we cannot as well also have these teams, you know, embarrassing the African champions. So I think that there's a lot that they have to do, you know, when it comes to transition defense, you know, when it comes to not making any mistake. Because any Asian side you beat, they are very fast. If you make any mistake, they are going to hit you on the fast break and they are going to get that basket. So we don't want to see the same mistakes that we saw, you know, coming from the South Korean match happening.
Okay, well said. Let me come to you. And they will also play France. We are playing France also. We are playing, I think, the 3 games that remaining: Philippines, France, and also Germany. But do you think with what we have, we could just seal out these games easily?
Well, by spiritual prophecy, I will prophesy some spiritual things that will come to pass.
But please, I want you to add this to it. And if you see the squad, we do not see any local player there.
I think at the back room we're discussing a bit on that. Let me just tell you something. The Philippines might not be hard nut to crack. We might be able to, but I want to also lend my agreement to what Tom just said about the Philippines. I'm sure he's studying and seeing what they are putting on the floor. Asia is growing in basketball. A lot of movement from the NBA. They are also getting to understand the American system and style of basketball. Europe is the most difficult kind of basketball style you can understand. And one of the good things that is happening to our girls is that most of them are playing in that French region. And like he said, we need to also understand what kind of system that we're going to be playing at this hour. Now, the problem we are having right now is that our shots are not dropping. Even when you look at the team formation, it's only 2 girls that have a 3-point shooter accuracy or consistency: Okonkwo and Macaulay. Macaulay is still up with the game. Peradventure, she's with her team, she's scoring high. Okonkwo is up the radar, like I said earlier. And we got the point guards are not shooting. Now, when you look at transition, we have not seen any change since the Nations Cup of any new player that has come
to fit into
the system. Most times, before you come to such championship, other countries are scouting your players
already.
They are always scouting, and they know what to bring to the table. And the man that is coaching the South Korean team is not a small person. He has been, I can't remember his name now. He's been there for a very long time in terms of basketball coaching. So what are we looking at? No new local players. We have a lot of local players like Buja, who came out of Coach Otis Hughley, discovered her. And then we have one other girl who actually is playing in France.
Yes.
If you can see the roster, I might be able to identify her name. She's been there. Palace also was discovered by Ozizugli to also make for replacement other tall girls.
Is this Sarah? Is this Sarah?
Not Sarah.
Okay.
It's an Igbo girl.
No. If Ifeyiwa Okoro.
Yeah,
Ifeyiwa Okoro. Yeah.
She was the first back player discovered from the league. Murja was discovered from the local league.
Murja Musa.
Yes, from the local league. And you can see her contribution to the game. Now, we have not seen any change in what is happening now. Now, the scouts are reading those other girls that went to the World Championship. Look at what is happening to Mali. Mali is upping their game. If they are going higher, and why we seems to look as if we are disintegrating. Now, what's going to happen? If you don't replenish strength, if you don't re-strategize your own legs, then you're going to be having a lot of problems. Because nobody's going to this dance with a different color. A lot of them are going to be calling with multiple colors of different styles and different systems. So if they get to understand Rina Makama has a problem. And why do I say so? Rina Makama was not the one that composed this team we are seeing today. So she has used it to a level where she can go until she begins to find her own
missing pieces to put together.
Then it's going to be a big trouble.
Well said, well said. As we try to wrap up this topic before we move to the next one, Tom, the first day we thought that should I say, is it because of the first game against Colombia? Because if you check the first day, we saw Czech Republic beating South Africa 89-52. We saw Mali 68-81. China, Nigeria 70-37. Colombia, US 110-46. Senegal. Then Nigeria with the only win that first game. Do you think that gets into our girls? Because I think that's the only African team that won in the first game.
Honestly, if you look at the Colombian side, I would like to say the truth. They are not as physical and they do not shoot the ball as well. But take note that they are a very, very strong team. But one thing that we're going to say is, moving forward, we're going to be looking into the match against into the game against Philippines and also France. Because I think the first day, I think that was on March 11th, we saw Philippines play France and we saw France beat Philippines 116-66. So that's a very, very big lead to tell you that these are teams that are extremely strong. And the French side is a side that have players like Dominic Malonga, Marin Johannes, Gabby Williams. The side that had the silver medal at the Olympics. The side that have a lot of young players. The side that are bigger than us in size, and they also shoot very well. So it will be a big challenge for us, despite the fact that we have Mujana Musa, who also plays in France and who is also an MVP candidate in the French league. So it's something that is going to be that we need to look out for, and we need to make sure that we rest our players. And I also agree with Coach Delight and Mr. Delight and Medu. We need to find a way to infuse new players into the team, either from the collegiate basketball or either from our local league.
All right, well said. I think we've done justice to that topic. We'll be going on a short break. We'll come back home. Then we'll have to talk about our representative in this year's BAL Championship. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back. It's TP&B reaching you live from the nation's capital. Josiah, let's talk about our representative, Marktown Flyers.
Well, I also Tom said something.
Yes.
Our girls, I know I was still going to bring it, fuse it to what we're talking about the Backtown Flyers. If you look at our roster, there's never been a change for the past 4 years or 5 years.
The same set of girls.
The same set of girls. They're playing in and out. Something else came to my mind that I wanted to say, but it's like my mind, it just came to my mind now. But one thing I want to like reiterate and also encourage is that Coach Rowena Makama should not be relying on Ezine, Kalu, Macaulay, and this other the girl was I promise. Those are the 3 visible players. He needs to have at least 6.
And if you notice, if they do not come to their A game, it's always
all the rest of them we put on the floor are just filling the muscles for a time. I mean, that's the problem we're going to have.
And my problem with them is their size. I don't know why some of them added weight.
They are weak. Physically, they are not agile. They need a serious aerobics to put them back to that form they were at the Nations Cup. We only beat France with Otis Hughley in I think at the World Championship. I can't remember. I was in 2019 or something. France this time is not the same team, like Tom said. They are not the same. The Germans have been there
for a very long time.
For a long time. The German machine and the German basketball is rugged, and they will not give it. So the remaining 2 games we are going to be playing.
3 games.
3 games. Philippines, Germany,
and France.
And France. It's not going to be an easy game. That's what I'm going to say. But whatever Rena Makama can put on the floor and not to change the chemistry and then the narratives of what we're going to be seeing for the rest of what is going to happen in Lyon, in France, then not up to Rena. Now back to Backtown Flyers. Backtown Flyers are in a very big dilemma. I am very, 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 very skeptic and I'm very afraid of their preparation. One of the big problems Backtown Flyers will have is number 1, management of their team. Number 2 is going to be money, budgeting. And then number 3, who is going to coach that team? Because right now, Ikima is not a licensed FIBA coach.
So he cannot go.
So he cannot be on the bench. So what are you going to bring? Are you going to go and import Ogo again from Royal Pass or Abdurrahman? So who is going to be your coach? So where is you said earlier at the back when we came in? I don't see anything as if they are training, and this is March already, my brother.
The game's supposed to start March 27th at Pretoria.
About a week.
Yes, from now. Today is 13 or 14.
About 13 or 2.
Yeah.
So these are the problems we are talking about. You don't just come and say you want to go and play bar or mouth, because what I see in Nigeria and most of the people, even some people that want to go, they just feel they want to go to bar because of the excitement, because of the branding. No, beyond that. If you check those who have won this championship, they are all from North Africa.
They prepare.
North Africa. They have money, they have preparation, they have focus,
they have structure.
And they have structure. And their basketball federation is not in crisis. And their basketball federation assists clubs to get the greatest height of basketball. Our Nigerian basketball, whether you qualify, you are OYO on your own. So, how will Backtown Flyers survive this first time appearance at the ball dance that every country club wants to go to?
Okay, let me give you a breather. Tom, let me come to you. If you recall, 3 years ago, we have Kwara Falcons represent us at this same stage. You saw the outcome. I think the only team so far that have given us a good representation is UPAS so far. So, but from your own perspective, are you seeing history repeating himself?
Honestly, I'm going to have to agree with Mr. Delight that the Backtown Flyers are in a very, very big dilemma. I spoke to the owner of the Backtown, the owner of the Backtown Flyers, that's Mr. Manasseh. When we spoke, he spoke about some things. He spoke about sponsorship. He said they are looking for sponsorship. He told me that he wasn't in Nigeria, he was in America. He also told me that that they will also want to bring new players in. But talking about the coach, he never really mentioned anything about who is bringing in as a coach. But I think one thing that struck me from the conversation is the fact that he said they are going to be entering camp. I think he said 22nd of March, which is this month. And we know that the Sahara Conference obviously is going to start by the end of this month. I think it's going to run from.
They're in the Kalahari Conference, and I think it's Pretoria, South Africa. That's the country that is hosting that conference.
No. The Kalahari Conference, there has been a change.
Okay, they've changed it. Okay.
The Marktown Flyers are in the Sahara Conference.
Sahara Conference. Okay, now, okay.
And we're going to Morocco.
Okay, to play.
Yeah, that's 27th of March to 5th of April.
Okay. Which is how many days from now?
So my fear, for the Sahara, for them is that the Sahara Conference, they do not have any little team. This has been a conference that has been winning the ball back to back, especially having a team in Sahara Conference like Al Ahly from Egypt. I think they won in 2023. Then you also have from African of Tunisia as well, which will be their second time. I think you have the host team, which is Fast Union Sport, of Rabat, which want to come in blazing hot. But I think one thing that will give them the edge here is that I think there's a team from Dakar, Senegal. That I think they have about two teams or three teams that will be debuting for the first time. But my problem is they are right now complaining about the funding. They are right now complaining about sponsorship, and it kind of seems like the preparation is not in full stretch, like we saw the River Hoopers did. So I think that if we do not want a repeat of what happened in the Para Falcons, I think that what they should do with Para Falcons and Coach Baba Ahmed is that what they should do is that they should make sure that they bring in the right players, and the 5 slots that are going to give them for international players, they should make sure that they bring in the best.
Okay, well said. Talking about 5 slots for international players, this one that they were unable to get into camp by now. Do you think they will be able to bring in those players?
Now, the problem right now is that we are analyzing the problem they have, which is very sad. Like I said to you, you don't go to an examination hall without preparing yourself. Know what details or what kind of topics are going to be brought. That's in the highlights, what's going to come to you. So these points, how many points agenda of what they needed to have done is not surprising to me. It just shows that they are not really prepared, and they just got it. And one would have wished that it was Hoopers. Hoopers actually always have the backing of the
state government. Yeah.
Unfortunately, we're hearing rumor that the Benue State government might want to back Marktown Flyers. If they do that, fine. Now, going back to those 5 players they want to, the money from the organizers is not enough for you to get the best of hands, because some people go beyond the money that Bar gives as their sponsorship commitment.
Yes.
To get the best of qualities of players, and you can pay as high as $10,000 because the Bar experience is like a replication of NBA in Africa, where people who actually are on break can come and play this, and then you can also use that to scout players into replacing some players who are aging in the NBA.
Yeah.
So it's not a little competition. So if you're not ready financially to get the best of players, you're going to be an underperformer, and it will also cast an aspersion on the quality of our basketball in Africa. So Marktown Flyers, to me, are on a foundation that is not really very properly laid. And any storm that comes by the wind can blow them, and then it will be a sad story. People are saying that see now they went out, they won in Port Harcourt. But look at what they are giving us. But mostly, you must also give Marktown Flyers that kudos to say that actually in an abridged league that they are coming for the first time.
Yes.
They did what they did to win someone that's sitting on
with little resources.
They tried. So it means that if they have every support and every move coming together, which is why I was trying to make you understand that there are certain administrative secrets that brings for financial benefits to any team that is willing to understand. Basketball is not just a sport that people just come in. Basketball is business. If anybody wants to be in the basketball business to win for a long time, unfortunately for someone who has the money to put in also, and he didn't make it, is the man from the Boko Chiefs. They're talking about Ose, Lukiato. His team, he has money. He has the money to come to BAL. He can even buy NBA players. But unfortunately, they still didn't make it. I think they came 4 to 10 at the Division and the Average League. So these are the problems that's confronting African Flyers. African Flyers have to get money around for them to help to prosecute their ballot events. And they also have administrative problems. Who is going to be the staff? How is going to go? How is not going to go? And 3, I don't know where this is going to.
Okay, as we try to wrap up now, in 1 minute, do you think it will be better for them? I'm just trying to give my own humble opinion, though. For them to just withdraw and say, okay, since we don't have the money to go out there, let's just step down for River Upas to take the slot.
Let me tell you, this one slot that you see for Nigeria that is constant. Other clubs around the world, in Africa, don't have it. They go and play elimination to qualify. Only 6 countries that have given white cards straight, and Nigeria is one of them. Why? Because the vision of this bar, which I have an history, started from Nigeria. The BAL event you are seeing that is between FIBA and NBA.
Yes.
All the vision started from Nigeria. And that's another story to tell. So Nigeria is a foremost country with our basketball at the front burner, both our girls and our men. After the World Championship, when we went to the Olympics, that's when this vision came. Between Masai Ujiri, this guy that was formerly the Dallas Mavericks coach, now that's the FIBA Africa president, about the 4.
Yeah.
And then Ugo this way. We're all in this part of this business with Oyedeji. We're all part of this business with Alphonsus Bile, the Secretary General of FIBA Africa. This was where they sat down and modeled the ABL that was held in Nigeria. And then that's the African Basketball League, which FIBA now said they should change it to Continental After Basketball, where we were flying about 16 teams to Cameroon, to Cote d'Ivoire to play a championship. Having seen that, they feel Africa can grow and export their talent. And so if Nigeria being one of the visionaries of this event, that begins to withdraw, then it casts a very strong aspersion on our basketball progress and development.
All right, and that's how we wrap up today's edition of the P&B Sports Show.
We
are running out. Okay, Tom, please.
I just want to say something, please.
Okay, please. Okay.
I just want to say that I think when it comes to the Backtown Flyers, as soon as they come into Abuja, and start their campaign in Abuja, we already have arrangements. We're going to be having an interview with Manasseh, the coaching staff, and also the team, to know how the preparations are going. So we're going to get the full details concerning that.
All right, well said. And that's how we wrap up today's edition of P&B Sports Show. Big thanks to our guest Josiah Ahmedu, and also my ever reliable colleague Tom Aroko. Big thanks to you guys for your insights on the recent setback for the D Tigers in the FIBA Basketball World Qualifiers and the level of preparation ahead of the Basketball Africa League. The journey continues for Nigeria basketball, and as always, we will keep following the story from the national team to our club flying the flag on the continent. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for making it down to the show today.
It was a pleasure.
All right, for more information, you can follow us on all our social media platforms on YouTube and Facebook at Politics&BusinessTV.English, on IG at PNBTV_English, on X at PNBTV_ENG. I'm Abel Sunday from me and the entire team here in Abuja. Goodbye.